If anybody out there knows anything about, like, hairdressing or, like, beauty, cosmetic shit, or knows someone who does, viral thing right here. Have them make a video, like, get a video neatly made, with, like, nicely edited, of them, like, analyzing his hair and how the fuck it's supposed to work. Because that would be super viral content of just figuring out how the fuck that whole hairdo is supposed to make sense. Because I'm sure there's someone out there who knows more about hair than we do, who could totally explain what the fuck is going on there and whether or not it could be real and what techniques he's doing to that shit. Because there's some kind of fucking hoodoo going on there.
So let me look at the map again.
He slaughtered at least 3 goats to make that shit stick around.
I mean, you look at the hair and you're like, there's no way that's natural.
No, there's definitely nothing natural about it, but I feel like it's at least was connected at some point. Like, it looks like it somehow came out of his head, but, like, there's not... Oh, God, it's just disgusting. I can't figure it out.
Wow, I really got myself in trouble here.
Well, you're certainly in a pickle there. You're in a whole barrel. A whole barrel of pickles.
Oh, I like pickles.
This bucket of syrup.
That's a fine how do you do.
That's a good what for?
Never tell.
I'll never tell.
You want to shoot at me? Yes.
Take him out. Honestly, it would be better to do podcasts, but there's like no money in podcasts.
I don't want to do it for money.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, no one is ever gonna, like, even the most successful podcasts get, basically, nobody gives a shit.
Oh, really?
Like, the threshold, the fucking ceiling for podcasts is so much lower than it is with anything on YouTube. Even the garbage thing, the most garbage stuff, like, look at PewDiePie. He has the worst setup. Like, that's the thing that's baffling to me. He has money now. He has millions of dollars. Like, even going off of the lowest estimates, he's making millions. And he still has this shitty fucking garbage audio and video recording. Like, he could be spending so much more money to actually be giving his fucking fans a fucking good product. And he's like, no, I'm just gonna go with the lowest shit because I know that they're not gonna fucking care and it won't actually matter.
Because he's the Donald Trump of YouTube, right?
Yeah, he's just garbage at what he does, and he's a garbage person, but he somehow is enjoyed.
Or something to joke about.
Yeah, he even, like, speaking on Fiverr, like, he actually paid a couple of guys on Fiverr to go and take a picture for one of his videos, holding a sign that says "Death to all Jews," and they got kicked the fuck off Fiverr because that's way against their terms of service.
And then he got kicked off YouTube for it too.
Yeah. Well, no, he's on YouTube, but like he got kicked out of his network that he had with Maker Studios for, you know, Disney. Like, he's no longer got a YouTube Red show. Like, he's technically on there because they can't technically get rid of him yet. And because he's making them shitloads of ad revenue. Like, getting rid of him would get rid of so much fucking ad revenue they can't afford. Because they are going off a razor thin profit margin most of the time with their ad revenue. But yeah, no, they're not making YouTube Red shows with him anymore. They very much disavow any connection to him, but they can't really kick him off the platform yet. Which sucks. They definitely want to, and they fucking should. Maybe. I don't know what kind of thing, what kind of contracts he's signed. Yeah, unfortunately their terms of service are very, very depressingly lax on that kind of stuff. Like, some stuff they are very strict about, and a lot of other things it's just like, no. I saw that one spinning at you. It was just a slow pirouette. Yeah, that's the thing is, like, it is fully quantity over quality. The people who take the time to actually make good quality, like, content and only make it, like, weekly or monthly or less will be far less popular and far less advertised by YouTube than the people who just put out whatever garbage content fucking 20 minutes a day. That's the magic number, guys. Put out 20 minutes of fucking anything a day every day from now on, and you will fucking eventually accrue an audience.
That's not true, because I've been putting out loads of content
How long?
for a couple months now.
Oh, you'll make it. It'll take a bit. And also, there's like SEO bullshit going on too. How do you tag your shit?
Huh?
Like, what kind of tags do you put on your videos?
You have to take a look at them. I couldn't tell you what the exact tags are.
Yeah, that's the thing, is what I'd suggest is just like either looking up some shit about SEO or like other stuff.
Maddie and I know that shit. It's just
Right.
getting the tags is,
A pain. That's always my fucking problem, is like,
I don't mind, because what I do is I export from Twitch,
right.
so I'm able to actually, when I go to export it, I can do the tags then,
Right.
and it will tag. So it splits up the video into 15-minute increments, and it will then tag all the videos at once as it exports.
Okay.
So they're all tagged for me. And
That's always
great.
good.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Yeah, the thing with me with Let's Plays is like I love recording them, but I despise editing and uploading them because it's such just tedious, busy work.
Well, that's because you record them, and then export them.
Right, and I gotta like sync them up and shit because I don't do it like this where it's like automatically gonna export it with both our commentary and that, which could run into problems if like the game audio is this and that, but honestly it's not gonna matter in the long run. Most people don't give a shit.
The last little thing. Oh, I bet it's this. No, I already got that. So where the fuck is the last one? It's province.
Up down in like that corner, like that little dingle dang.
No,
No.
because you'll see, like, for instance, over here. This.
Yeah.
See how those are fucking is. Okay, this.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you this is going to be one for that area.
Okay.
Whereas I've already gotten like all the obvious ones. So it's usually like.
It's gotta be some hidden shit.
Like here, that's going to be one. That is one. Right? That's going to be one. I can tell.
Well, okay.
The bigger the grade construction is.
Right, so go back into that area. I guess maybe in those little bits here and there in the middle?
Those are
Maybe it's
just-
really spread out?
No.
What about that gray bit of road?
I'm thinking it must be this.
Oh shit, yeah, maybe.
But it's really tiny.
I mean, damn. If you've been over as much as you have been at this point.
So funny thing, I've never smoked pot, never had pot, never
Ugh.
even seen pot in my life.
I've never touched a weed.
I'm really noticing a lot of ridiculous parallels between us and the Grumps.
Yeah.
Like, simply because, like, I'm a lot like Aaron. Like, I fucking wanted to do stuff. Yeah, so I'm doing something else to ensure that I can do the thing I wanted to do.
And you're very southern. A lot of
Yeah,
people
from the
forget that
South.
about Aaron, but he's from Florida.
Yeah. That's
And he
not the
lives in
South.
LA now.
Florida is its own thing.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Fuck?
Well, actually, oh, how you doing, hun? She's just jogging.
No shoes?
No shoes.
No shoes? No
shoes.
No shoes, no service.
Um,
Come back here.
well, you know why there's so many stories from Florida, right?
Because they're fucking crazy.
Well, no. Here's the thing: is the reason there's so many stories from Florida, and this. For a second, I was like, you probably know this because of Cracked, but it's like, no, they actually said this in the Cracked podcast. Is the reason that there's so many stories of crazy shit out of Florida is because their laws about like reporting on stories like that in Florida are much laxer than they are in any other state. So shit like that's happening in every state. Florida is just the only one that allows the media to report so much on it. So they just are allowed to do more stories like that. Whereas shit like that happens in other places, but you don't hear as much.
You know what's fun to do?
What?
Whenever you see a story about a guy from Florida doing something crazy like Florida man does such and such, read it as if it were a superhero name.
Yeah. There's
Florida man.
Florida man. There's a fucking Cox and Crendor, Jesse Cox of just the internet. I don't know what he does, but him and like another guy, Crendor, they're both like WoW YouTubers, I guess, but they do Cox and Crendor, which is a podcast that they treat like it's a morning radio show, and they have a long-running thing of their character Florida Man, and they just like kind of have built the lore after every article that they read about him, and just like making him a deeper and deeper character and adding other characters to it, like his sidekick Squirrely. Because one time it was Florida man hides squirrel in underwear on a international flight.
My favorite story involving animals.
Oh boy.
God, I need to pull up my old podcast that I did. Mm-hmm. My friends and I used to do a podcast of the week's news. Like,
oh boy, that's a good fucking premise. That's my thing. Most of the podcasts I've tried to start with people, they're always like, I have this great idea for a podcast. What is it? We're just gonna like talk. You have to have a premise of some kind, and that's a good one. Is the news one?
Well, it was Dieter and Andrews, so it was DNA News.
Fuck.
All the news that's fit to print, but probably shouldn't have been.
Nice, I like it.
And so we did this shit a lot, and it was a weekly show. We'd get together, and it got to a point where the news was meant to be funny, so we sought out the funniest news stories.
Right.
And it got to a point where the news was just so fucking depressing.
Yeah.
But one of the stories we found was a Chicago man had inappropriate contact with a peacock.
Really?
Yeah, and so...
Cock on cock action?
Yeah, and so I didn't, like, I would do these F+ style cold opens.
Right.
So I wouldn't tell my co-hosts what the episode was going to be about, and I would just ask them like, hey, sing this for me, or hey, what do you think of this? And I would set them up so that they'd be like implicating themselves in the story.
Okay.
So I was like, Dieter, what's that one song? I forget who it's by now because it was so long ago. I'm like,
right.
You know, it's about I want to see your something or other, and you know, getting him to sing. I want to see your peacock.
Okay.
And I was like leading him towards singing that. So he starts singing it. He's from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
So we find out about the peacock story.
Yeah.
Well, I can't let it sit alone there, like not. Yeah, that's it. Whatever that is. That's
Yep, definitely.
So he.
Oh fuck! What was it? Oh, that's you. Okay.
Oh, that wasn't me.
Oh shit!
Die! No, kill him.
Rebel activity.
Kill him.
Get to the following coordinates immediately.
I want to get that.
Additional troops inbound.
So, he, I don't remember where this came from, but this conversation evolved 3 stories later into, like, another peacock-related thing.
Oh.
Genetically engineered peacocks. It was completely unrelated to the Chicago story.
Right.
I had a friend on from Lexington doing the show with us, and I was saying, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could genetically engineer a peacock to
Except
be
our
a
cock.
police animal? So it would have, you know, when it would spread its tails, they'd be red and blue, and it would like be able to like flick the tail feathers up and down to be like the flashing lights.
Nice.
And my friend Dieter just goes, oh, I want that. And my friend Ben just goes, oh, what do you know? Another guy from Chicago wants a fancy peacock.
That's good stuff.
It made it so much better because he'd spent so much time saying, no, that's the suburbs. This guy's the suburbs.